Hello everyone, I'm Zach from Porsche Center, Calgary, and today I'm here with a 2017 911 Carrera 4 GTS Coupe. This is very possibly my favorite version of the 911 out there. This particular example comes with a Carmine red exterior with a black leather and Alcantara interior with contrasting Carmine red stitching. And essentially what that's giving you, your main contact points that you're touching while you're seated, so your seat centers themselves, your armrest, the center console armrest, all those bits are going to be in that black Alcantara. Everything else in the vehicle is going to be black leather with the contrasting red Carmine stitch that's going to match the exterior of the vehicle. Also worth mentioning that, of course, your roof liner is going to be in that Alcantara as well, and then the interior trim around the vehicle, including the side door trim, up on the dash, around your center console there. Those are all going to be done up in carbon fiber on this vehicle. As far as performance goes on this vehicle, and part of what makes it so exciting, you're going to have that twin turbocharged 3-liter flat 6 that gets introduced in 2017. That's putting out 450 horsepower. Prior to that, everything was a naturally aspirated motor unless you're looking at a 911 turbo model. And yeah, as far as driving the vehicle goes, with that turbocharged motor, for one, you have that low-end torque that makes the vehicle very usable day to day, easy to drive, and then at the same time you're going to have kind of all the power response that you want if you are driving it very dynamically, having some fun, kind of get the best of both worlds with it. As far as other performance options go, you do have the rear axle steer on this vehicle, so essentially whenever you're driving at higher speeds, your wheels are going to be pointing in the same direction. That's essentially lengthening the wheelbase on the vehicle and making it more stable. Whereas if you're driving at slower speed, underneath 80 kilometers an hour, your wheels are going to be pointing in opposite directions, and it's doing the opposite there. So it's going to be like shortening the wheelbase on the vehicle, making it a little bit more nimble. You'll especially find that kind of driving around in residential streets or even parking lots, the turning radius on the vehicle is significantly reduced with that, but especially if you're having a little bit of fun and going for a spirited drive, it is quite noticeable, great option to have on the vehicle. As the GTS, you are going to have a few other standard performance options that come on the vehicle. One of them is going to be your sport exhaust. You can turn that kind of on and off on demand there, so you're going to have all the sounds, pops and crackles with this vehicle. And then you're going to have your sport chrono package as well with that. Like any other Porsche out there, you're always going to have your sport mode, but the sport chrono is giving you the ability to have a sport plus mode, which is essentially very much like a track mode. So it keeps your RPMs above 3,000. That way, whenever you're coming out of corners, all your power and torque's readily available for you, so you can just accelerate out of it. And then it's of course turning on your sport exhaust as standard, and it's also going to be stiffening up your chassis for you, so you have less body roll when you're going around those corners. Sport Chrono is also giving you an individual mode you can customize to a limited extent, and then it's going to give you a sport response button that's very much like a boost button. So it's made for either passing or overtaking people on single lane highway, or if you're ever on the track. And the last thing that Sport Chrono is going to give you is the ability to do time trials. So if you ever are on the track, whenever you're going by your start point, you can hit a button to kind of tick off times and keep track of your different laps there. Besides that, you're going to have your GT Sport steering wheel. This still is the heated steering wheel, but besides that, the steering wheel itself is a little bit smaller than the standard one that you'd get on other versions of the 911. What that's doing is just putting your hands a little bit more close together. The steering is going to feel a little bit more direct, and yeah, because your hands are closer together, it just feels a little bit sportier. And along with that, you're going to have thicker handles on it too. Just a little bit more comfort, a little bit of firmer, more kind of a little bit of a firmer grip you can add on there. Going through other options on the car, a few things to point out. You're going to have your PDLS Plus headlights on the vehicle, so that's going to be your auto dimming headlights. You're also going to have the dynamic corner lights, and they're also going to be speed dependent, so the faster you're going, the further they're going to be projecting in front of you. You're going to have your keyless entry on the vehicle, so when you're hopping into the car, you can just keep that key pocketed in your purse, hop in and out and start it without pulling out the vehicle key. You're going to have your electric tilt slide glass roof that you can see along the top there. And then besides that, you're going to have your 18-way adaptive sport seats. Those are the ones with the bigger bolsters. You can adjust the width of the bolsters. You sit a little bit deeper in them, giving you a little bit more cornering support if you are going out to have some fun. They're also going to be heated as well. And then besides that, you'll have your Bose sound system, the matching Carmine red dials on the inside of the vehicle. That's going to match up with your stitching and your exterior color. Then as far as the reconditioning on this vehicle goes, you're going to have 19,000 kilometers on the vehicle in terms of mileage, and this is a certified pre-owned vehicle, meaning you will have 2 years unlimited kilometers worth of warranty from when you purchase it. As far as the reconditioning itself goes, there's a number of things we had to get put on the vehicle to get the CPO done. First one's going to be the major service. That's going to include your spark plugs, drive belts, cabin filters, brake fluid flush, of course the oil change. And then we also had to do and replace 4 new summer tires on the vehicle along with the alignment. As far as the brakes go and everything, you're going to have 8 millimeters of life up front, 7 millimeters of life in the rear. So plenty there. You're not going to have to worry about replacing those anytime soon unless you are on the track constantly. And then as far as the actual history on the vehicle goes, it has a clean history, no accidents, damage claims, anything to note there. And the vehicle was originally sold here as well. So it was all done up here. And then besides that, the paint, everything on the vehicle looks absolutely fantastic. The vehicle does have full front PPF on it, meaning that your front bumper, hood, quarter panels, mirrors, and then your door handles are all going to be done up in PPF. So said, nothing to really work about there. All that's going to be protected. And that kind of concludes everything for this vehicle. Of course, very well likely may have missed a few options on it, but that's why, yeah, you'd be more than welcome to come and see this vehicle in person. Seeing it in videos never quite does its justice, and like I said, this is an extremely exciting vehicle. It's available, you can get it and drive it away pretty much right away here if you wanted. Thanks so much for everyone for watching. See you next time.